first thing you're going to want to do is open up Safari or Firefox or whatever it is that you're using on your computer, and we're going to go to PowToon.com. Alright, once you're in here, and actually I'm already signed in, so I'm going to make sure that you create an account. Otherwise, I would have to log out and go back into my account, but I'm going to stay right here. So the easiest way to start using PowToon right at the beginning is to customize a popular template. Remember, you can always start from scratch or build your own story scene by scene. But since we're all newbies, we're going to customize a popular template and just do a quick, short PowToon for us to learn how to do this. Alright, so there's actually different categories, and since we're all in education and we are teachers at Lakeside, we're going to click on teacher, and let's see, what can we use? There's my blue sky board. Okay, since it's the beginning of the year, we're going to go ahead and use school rules. Alright, so let's just watch this from the beginning to see how it looks and decide how I'm going to change it. Okay, we don't really need to go through all of the rules, so what I'm going to do is change them according to how I would do it in my classroom. So let's click on slide number 1, and the first thing is, obviously I don't look like this, so I'm going to click on her, and we're going to swap her out. We're going to find something that looks a little bit more like Miss G. You know, I'm one of a kind, so we can't find one. Just kidding. How about we use this one? Okay, next thing we're gonna do is, I actually like all of this, but instead of hello my awesome students, I'm gonna change it to Lancers. And then since the background is blue, and we all know Lancers are green and gold, we're going to change that to green. And then I'm going to change awesome. We're going to take that and change that into gold to match our school colors. All right. Hello, my awesome Lancers. Okay. I actually think that's pretty good. So we're going to go into the next one. This is going to be an amazing year. Again, the Lancers are green and gold. So I'm going to change this to a more gold tone. And then it's super bright. So what we're going to do is click on our font. And we're going to change it very easily into Lancer Green. And I'm going to go ahead and change this one too, just so it's easier to read. All right. Now, it says, as everyone follows these few simple rules. And I think that's great. I just, again, want to keep with our school color. So I'm going to do a shade of green. And then the next one says, rule number 1, texting is cool, but not in school. I like that. But again, I'm going to change it into some sort of shade of green. Now, this is where I'm going to change things up. And everybody has their own rules in their classroom, so don't panic. You don't have to use my exact rules, but you do need to import some rules and institute them in your classroom, or you're going to have chaos. So I'm going to go ahead and change this. No personal electronic in class unless, oh, actually, I'm going to say personal electronics for educational use. All right, so you see what happened here. I wanted to do that, but it kind of went off, and I don't like that it looks like this, so I'm going to hover over this, and it's turning it now. What I really want is that the arrow is going left and right, so I'm going to stretch it out until I have what I want. And I actually want it more centered, so when you have the flat hand, you can move it easily. If you notice, it's still a little crooked, so we're going to hover over the corner until I get the little arrow that's curved, and now it's perfect. But once again, I don't have the color I like, so I'm going to click back on green and get a different shade. And see how I'm clicking in here? So I can actually give myself a nice green, but not quite as dark as Lancer green. But everything I'm going to keep in there is green and gold. All right. And then also, I'm going to add to this rule. So no personal electronics unless for educational use. And I'm going to add the next rule. All right, next one. 2, raise your hands up in the air. We want everyone to have a chance to speak. Okay, we're going to keep that. I'm just going to change Lancer green. Put this here. Like her. Once again, we need to swap out our girl. I'm going to put this lady right here. And notice when she was over here, all I did was have my flat cursor, and I'm going to move her into where I want her to be. And then click off of that. You see everything kind of shifted. So I'm going to take this and move it over. And I'm just dragging it back to where I want it to be. All right. Okay, now I want to go to my next slide, and we're going to go to number 7, and just click on your slide. Let's see what this one looks like. For some reason, everything's kind of shifted, so all I'm going to do is move it over a little bit. And if that happens to you, just do the same thing. Click on it and move it over. Very simple. And again, what am I missing? A Lancer green. Say I wanted to change this. Well, we kind of already went over it, so I can click on it twice and then just click swap. I don't actually want to swap it, but I do want to show you how to use this. So if you're looking for, let's say, a microphone, results in categories. So let's see, objects maybe. And you can actually search and lots will come up. So maybe I want to use this one. And when you first sign up, you can actually use all the pro features. So right now, if you didn't notice, what I just did is the microphone was actually facing the wrong way. But I'm very OCD and I want the microphone to face to the left. So all I did was click this with the arrow right here, and it, oops, ha ha ha. I'm gonna do this again. Oop, this one is what I wanted. All right, and say I want it to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to drag the corner. And there we go. All right, next slide. All right, rule number 3, respect. I actually really like this one. I just want to move some of this stuff over. So notice this was dual layered. So I can move this back underneath the X. And then I can move my rule number 3 over. All right, remember, you can change the wording however you want. So this one says, rule number 3, respect. Find out what it means to be me. Everyone in this class will have feelings and bullying will not be tolerated. I really like that. And at the same time, I wouldn't just leave it like this. I'd stop and talk to the class more about like what it means to use social media and things. But once again, I don't like the color, so I'm going to switch this. And then I'm actually going to take this screen and make it just a little darker so it's not too hard on the eyes. All right, next one. Treat, what does it mean? So we're going in that, and I like this one. Treat everyone how you would like to be treated. And that's a great mini lesson. Once somebody breaks that rule, you can just say, hey, is that how you want to be treated? And then when they answer, you can go from there. Hopefully they say no. Hopefully. Okay. I think I'm going to leave this one pink just because it's got the heart. And then the next one, have fun and get creative. I absolutely love that. One of my favorite posters that I put on my wall says, let's put the fun back in dysfunctional. And I'm going to make this just a little bigger. We're going to put this here. I definitely believe in keeping fun in the classroom, which is why we're using PowToon. All right, let's get an orange and kind of turn this one into a gold color. All right, not too hard on the eyes. All right, number 11. Because this is going to be an awesome year. But there's something missing in here. So what I would do is, instead of because this is going to be an awesome year, I'm going to go back to 4 and I'm going to copy this and then take it into slide 11, paste it, and we're going to change rule number 4 to rule 5. And then I'm going to take my girl and swap her out. Just put in teacher. There she is. Oh, I don't want her to be mad. So what happens if she's mad? We're going to click in there. And then how about no animation? All right. I'm going to move her over here. And we're just going to get this out of the way right now so I can put everything the way that I want it to be, because I don't want it to say this is going to be an awesome year. I mean, it is going to be an awesome year, but I need to add in another slide. All right, so rule number 5. Click on it, and then you can edit it. No food or drinks Notice that this text box is just a little different, so I actually had to click at the end, no food or drinks in the, we're going to get that out of the way, click on the edge of the class, okay, let's get rid of year, and then remember, if it's not long enough, we just have to hover and drag and get the right one over the corner. All right, welcome to Mac life. Okay. No food or drinks. I think my in the went away, so I'm just going to click on here. Add something before that. Put a space here, put a space here. I think there's an extra space right here, so all you have to do is click back in front of the C and delete that extra space. And I think I'll put it underneath. And then down here, I'm just going to put a little note about it, and I'm actually going to change the size of it. And I'm going to tell the kids why I don't want food and drinks. And the reason is I don't want any rodents or insects. So I'm going to click on 24 instead of 35, which I think it was. And we're going to put a little asterisk. You can't really see everything I wrote, so I'm going to stretch it out like I've shown you. And we're going to center it. And then I'm going to take it and scoot it down. And I still think it's a little big, so I'm going to change the font. Maybe to a 22, 18. That's perfect. Move this back over. Okay, so I think there's a little glitch going on with the internet, and that's okay. Just be patient. So worst case scenario, we're just gonna save. All right, so save. All right, let's see what it looks like. Go back up to the top. Looks like there might be some animations that I missed, and that's fine. It's just part of learning how to use PowToon. So I'm going to click all the way back on number 1. Okay. Alright, so right away I noticed that for some reason this is going off to the left, so I'm going to move it over. Let's try that again. Alright, I think there's something going on with the internet, and you notice that this is kind of off to the left, and this is centered. So give me a second. I'm going to get out of here and then come back in. So I'm going to save my project. Actually, let's rename it. Oh, I forgot. It's actually school rules. All right. Okay, I'm going to exit PowToon, and I'm just going to get out of here real quick. Remember, it's just part of learning. So all I did, it's kind of like when you've got a computer glitch, turn it off, turn it back on, and for some reason the magic happens and it goes away. So I'm going to go back in here, and here's my school rules. We're going to click edit. Okay, let's see how our school rules actually turned out. Click play. So say you notice something you don't like. Like in this one, I don't like that my teacher's feet are hanging over speak. So all I did was hover over her and drag her with the flat hand cursor. I'm going to get her out of the way. If you want to resize her, you just take the corner and drag her a little bigger. I'm just going to move her up a little bit. And I like that actually better. So we're going to play from here. Alright, again, I don't like the microphone placement, so we're just going to move it over here and make it a little bigger. Okay, let's see how that worked out. Alright, you see what I forgot, right? Forgot my Lancer green. Let's try that again. Okay, my teacher I feel like needs to be a little bigger while she's saying goodbye. Alright, once you've got your PowToon all situated the way you want, you're going to save it just like I did. So let me resave. And the next thing you're going to do is make sure she's saved. There you go. So it's not saved unless that circle goes all the way through. The next thing you would do is click export. And then you're going to decide where you want to put it. So I can download it as an MP4, but I'm not paying for Pro. I'm a teacher, so I'm obviously cheap. You can put it in as a PowerPoint or a PDF, but either one of these probably aren't going to have your animations. You can upload it to any of these. So the best case scenario for us would be to upload it to YouTube. So I'm going to click YouTube, since we can actually access YouTube at school, and then you would upload it to the web, and you would add your account. Here's my account, and I'm going to click allow, and then I'm going to click next, and our category is education. Next, and since I'm not paying for anything, we're going to allow it to show branding, and then we're going to keep it at standard 480. All right, your video has been successfully published. Okay, it's just loading the player right now. So that's how you create a PowToon. And when you log back into your YouTube account, remember, uploading takes a little longer than downloading, sometimes a lot longer. So it might take about 20 minutes or so for it to show up in your YouTube account, but it will show up. You can always download it and save it in your PowToon account if you want to see it right away. But other than that, that's how you create a PowToon.